Nobody hates women as much as other women. Yeah, and I found that to be true. Like women are very catty with each other because they're used to vying for men's attention, and they see other women as a threat to that. And that can be difficult because most of these women are attractive too. So at least a couple of them, some more than others. Hello, my name is Dwight Gillespie, and I am your host. This is the Trash TV Review Channel, and as we do, we review Trash TV. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification, comment, share, do all that good shit. We got Walter on the other side over there. Say hello, Walter.
What's up?
All right. Now, every once in a while, Walter's going to send me a video, which he did today. This is from Lapif Network, I want to say. I hope I don't butcher it, because we're going to use his stuff, and we appreciate it. He puts out some good stuff. It's a lot along the fresh and fit, Kevin Samuels kind of stuff, where these guys, people call it misogynistic. Hey, watch it. You make up your own mind.
Some may call it realistic.
Yeah, wait. It's a point of view kind of thing, Anyway, we're going to watch it here. And without any further ado, let's listen in. And this one is called Anton. I love the title. Anton goes scorched earth on Monique. Justified, or was he wrong? We'll be the judge, and we will judge it, won't we?
Sure.
All right. And there's Anton over here, and we got Monique here, and let's see what happens here.
And I don't see nothing wrong with a man listening to his woman to get some advice from her. It's not saying that you're not a man.
Depends on what she's giving advice on. If she wants to tell me how to piss standing up, I don't think she's got any room to talk.
Because you're not hearing your woman out, or because a woman is telling you what to do. All of us came from a woman. So when I'm hearing Anton speak, which I'm not just keep trying to relate to him, he came from a woman as well.
So that automatically means that women are always right? Is that what she's trying to say? Like, I don't get that.
I think she's putting herself up in the pecking order because of it.
I come from a woman, then therefore you got to meet the woman I came from. Yeah.
Like, are you telling
just because people can have sex does not make them, all knowing.
me you never listened to your mom growing up? Because you're saying that a man.
I did listen to my mother when she informed me what a piece of shit I was and how disappointing I was and all that. I listened intently, and that's why it took me till I was fucking 49 years old to get off of heroin. Hey, not blaming anybody, but hey.
Man, don't listen to a woman like that make you less of a man. I'm just confused. So that's why I was just like, balance was right.
Confused.
And
she's confused, but we should listen to her. Yeah, I'm confused, but yeah, okay, yeah. Let's keep that in mind. See, I think I'm siding with Anton. Anton hasn't even opened his mouth yet, and I'm already on Anton's side.
Anton's gearing up.
All right, here we go. You can see it, too. He's ready to go.
And I just didn't want to say anything because I'm still confused on the first conversation, and I haven't got past that.
Well, we didn't get that.
You come from a man. You come from your daddy's balls.
Right. You come from your daddy's balls. Yeah. From his balls you were coming, from his balls you will return. Yes.
The mama is just the egg.
Your mom delivered you. She came from a woman.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get on board with that one, Anton. You come from your father's balls. It's just the way it rolled off his tongue like that. It just didn't sound right, Come from your father's balls.
Give birth to you. Your mother.
Your mom was just an incubator. You come from your father.
All right, I don't know about
where you come from. I don't know. Listen, I can't speak to your personal situation, although you did mention it.
Look at all these women down here getting all. You see them all shifting and everything. Like everybody here is uncomfortable with what this man just. Your mother just an incubator. You come from your father's balls.
And I'm not going to speak to your personal situation, but let me help you to understand something. The dudes that came before us, and again, this has nothing to do with you, was simps. Yeah. They were weak.
Yeah.
They said,
I'm not going to. My
they
dad
said
wasn't
happy life. I'm not talking about you.
Okay, well, I want to clear that up because my dad wasn't a simp.
Did not.
Oh,
you're not a good listener, right? And
I'm a great listener because this is my first time. This is my first time saying anything back to you. I listened to you earlier and didn't even
prefaced the conversation twice by saying that I was not referring to you specifically.
Yeah, well,
and then you went to
yeah, but it's hard not to take it personally, not to defend her, but
go on about how it is that this is represented. This ain't about you. This is
I
about
came
life.
back and I
I don't know. It's hard to say that after you just told her that she came from her father's balls. you know.
But
said I
generally
wanted to make
speaking,
that
Yeah.
clear that my father was not a simp.
But
It's
we
the
don't
same thing
need
you were
your
doing with
family.
people earlier. You don't like when somebody do something that you do. You were doing this to people earlier when they were speaking. All I'm saying to you
She
is
tough.
my father is not a simp. That's not
Get
an
his ass,
argument.
Monique.
My father is not a simp. That's all I was saying.
And how would you know?
I know for a fact my father
How?
is not a simp.
How?
My father is very intelligent.
Huh.
And my father is
Well, being intelligent has nothing to do with being a simp. There are a lot of intelligent guys that are just simps.
What do being
very
intelligent got to do with being a
There you
simp?
go.
It doesn't
Thank
matter.
you.
He wasn't a simp.
How
And
do
we're
you
going
know?
to leave it at
How
that.
do you
And I'm
know?
not going to allow you to say my father's a simp because he's not.
I never said that he was. But see,
But
listen.
you
But
just
he
said,
never
how do I
said
know that?
he never
I'm saying
called
to
your
he's
father
not
Coach
a
Balance
No,
simp.
doesn't
hold
hear.
on, Mr. Lego. Let me cook. Let me cook. You know how I know that your father was possibly a simp?
How?
He was not a simp.
Go
Do
ahead.
you know how I know your father
How?
was possibly a simp?
Possibly, he said. Go ahead.
Because you automatically triggered by it and nobody called him a simp.
I'm triggered by it because my
Yes, you
father
are.
was a great man, and I don't allow nobody
All right.
to talk crazy about
Well,
my
good
But
for
father.
her.
nobody mentioned.
She had a strong male role model in her life, and she's defending him. I don't blame her there. All right, So far, I'm on with Monique over here.
She's a little argumentative.
Yeah, well, I like pushy broads. What can I say? I don't know.
Do you have a
your
daughter?
father.
Do you have a
Nobody
daughter?
mentioned your father. Did
Do you have
anybody
a
mention?
daughter?
Did anybody mention your father?
Do you have
No.
a daughter?
Did anybody mention your father?
Do you have a daughter?
I do.
Okay. If your daughter was sitting on this panel, you would want
It's
your daughter
actually
to speak
me.
highly of you as well. I'm not
Not
going
if
to allow
not if
nobody to
nobody
discredit
asked.
my dad.
If
My dad is
nobody
not a simp.
asked about
But
me,
Period.
this is
He's
true.
not a
Yeah,
simp.
but
if
And I'm
he
gonna
didn't
nobody
say your
asked
father
not a
about
was.
simp.
me,
And he,
if nobody asked about me, see, are you married?
I'm not married, but I
I
don't sleep
know you're
around.
not fucking married.
You don't know that I'm not married.
I
I'm
do
not
know
married
because I can tell by
chose
that
not to be
badass
married.
attitude. Listen, you already about to snatch dreams out the air. You're shaking your head. You're talking with your neck and shit. You're mentioning shit.
I do like that when women start. Yeah. Oh, that's a great shot. It's got
Shit that nobody even ever brought up. I
It's
never
cute,
brought
though.
up your fucking father. Not
Ooh.
once. As a matter of fact,
See, now I got to tell you, when you go to that kind of language, you just brought yourself down in the debate because now you're getting a little bit in the gutter, and it's a distinction, and it's important to know because he's losing his temper, and you can never lose your temper in a debate like this. And she's staying calm. She defended her father, which she's entitled to do. But when you start that fuck, like that, it's when you resort to name calling in a debate, you've definitely lost. And you see that on TV all the time. When somebody runs out of an intellectual debate, they say, "Well, you're there, you're a phobic something, whatever phobic you may be."
I made sure that you knew. Wait a second. If you be quiet for long enough to let somebody
But she has been.
actually talk, you don't have to respond to something that I didn't even say. If you just be quiet for 5 seconds,
all right.
you
Just
will
make your
understand the sentiment, and then you probably could get married. You would
Well,
not
maybe
be
she doesn't want
impacted
to,
by all of these fucking stories that you heard inside of your salon.
You know what's crazy? You are judging me when you don't even know
Right.
me.
Sus, you let him
You don't
get
even
went on
know
a
me.
defense before I even
You
said
don't
anything.
even know me.
Hold
I
on,
could
y'all.
have been
Hold
married.
on.
I'm
Rashawn,
engaged.
okay, Rashawn.
Only person
No,
on this panel that can speak
Stop,
directly
Rashawn,
about me is Aaron.
stop.
He's the
I
only person on this
I
panel
don't have
that
to
actually
know
knows
you
I
if
am.
I asked you a
I'm not
specific
married because
question.
I'm not married. I've been
That's
engaged
listen.
three times. I
I
don't sleep
guarantee
around
you I-
That's not good. Engaged 3 times. That's not good. That's a person who lacks commitment.
heard that
you're
1,000
saying
times
that-
from a bunch of chicks that was
You just
masculine as
said to
fuck.
me, but you just said that if I listen, I will be married. That's
Yeah,
what
because
just
you
said.
ain't quiet
You
enough
just
to
said
actually
that I'm even
Those
out
those
here
single
dating.
women saying I've been engaged.
This is what I
8
guarantee
times.
you. I guarantee you, after this show, you're gonna have a life reality check because it's not gonna sit well with you. And the reason it's not gonna sit well with you is because you're wrong as fuck. You over talking after you said that you don't over talk. You led with that fake ass femininity when you first came on the panel. I don't
didn't see
over
that
talk.
part.
I don't even respond. Now look at you. You ain't out of character. This is who you fucking really are. And all I did was bring it out of you. See, the unique thing about me is that if you sit around me long enough, I'm gonna bring that bullshit up out of you. And you can't sit here and sell me something that ain't real. I knew you wasn't fucking married. And now, because of your behavior, not because of your father, but because of your behavior, I'm questioning whether or not your father is a simp. And the reason I'm questioning whether or not your father is a simp is because there's no way that a dude that's not a simp, daughter is going to be on here talking that bullshit, leading with that fake ass femininity, and then going to come on here trying to talk to me like you know what the fuck is going. I don't think you really knew what you was getting yourself into. Because I'm not the one. I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm not trying to get on your
I
good
respect
side, none
that,
of that.
though. I do,
So
you know, because a lot of people are, you know, because she's cute too, and that.
Either you can take the advice so that you can actually get the results, and it ain't even got to be the results when it comes to marriage. It got to do with how you moving as a woman. That shit is fake, and all I'm doing is calling it out. You expose yourself, so you can take this shit and move differently, or you can continue to lead with that fake ass femininity and not getting the results that you want, and lean to your father. Which one you want? How you gonna move? Because all of this is bullshit that you selling right now. It's fake as fuck.
Because your damn mouth. Hey, yo, no, not. Wait, no, I know.
What was that? What?
That was just the drop they had.
We have seen this shit.
Hey, yo, I know you got the minister meme on here. Yo.
Look, women don't listen; they interpret.
Right,
so there was a lot of interpreting that.
Yeah.
So, ladies, just period. Everybody just watching or whatever. Understand
these women look pissed.
Oh yeah, there's not one smile on.
A lot of the times when you try to argue with a man or a woman, you're interpreting what somebody said,
right?
And you just go down a fucking rabbit hole when you don't necessarily need to. We have to, well, y'all have to, because men don't do this. Stop interpreting what somebody said.
Men do it a lot.
Mr. Lego.
Yeah.
The reality is that I want her to be successful. My general sentiment in life is to have everybody that eventually come in contact.
But Anton strikes me as one of those guys who thinks that he's always, he's the one to listen to. And he doesn't seem, because Mr. Lecko was trying to make a point here, and let me tell you what it is, and that's his thing, I bet he isn't married either, or if he is, I bet his wife is a very subservient person. My belief is that a relationship is supposed to be a partnership. It's not. There's no dominant and submissive. It's a partnership, and I do believe that men and women have different roles in relationships. I do believe that, and I don't think they're interchangeable at all. However, I do think that there's a partnership that goes on there, and I do listen in a relationship. I solicit a woman's advice, of course, because I don't go with stupid women. I don't like stupid women. I don't like women that play stupid. Even worse than being stupid is just playing stupid. I've never liked that stuff. And I like people who are well-read. I like women who enjoy culture and who enjoy these things. And therefore, I wish to solicit opinions and advice from people like that. So I don't, and he kind of strikes me as that guy who's woman just, is one of those stay home and shut up type of people. And I don't like that stuff either. And I don't know, this woman actually, I don't know. She seemed all right, and again, I do see a role. I'm traditional in that way. I think a man's job, and I've said this before. In my book, I wrote a great book, Price Tags. I talk about that. My job as a man, men who don't want to be involved with their children, let's say, one of the things, it always blows my mind. Everything we have to do with it is fairly simple. We have sex with a beautiful woman. That's great, right? It's always fun, or usually is anyway, and sometimes it's kind of just a little perfunctory, but, but we get to do that. Our job as men is to provide safety and to provide support for our family. That's our job. But that doesn't mean that the woman doesn't have a big input on that, I think anyway, and that it takes two people to raise a good child. And this woman, Monique, she's just defending her father, and I don't blame her. Good for her, So many young women today don't have strong role models or men that they're going to want to support in their lives. And she had every right, because, he didn't come out and say your father's a simp, but he kind of insinuated it,
He understood the trigger points.
Right, exactly. And he went at her that way. And all she did was defend her father. And all of these other women are quiet. And that gets me too, because, look, there should be a solidarity. Nobody hates women as much as other women. Yeah, and I found that to be true. Like, women are very catty with each other because they're used to vying for men's attention, and they see other women as a threat to that, and that can be difficult because most of these women are attractive too. So at least a couple of them. Some more than others. But anyway, that's another story, right?
Contact with me, take something positive out of it. I'm not saying this just because I want to get on her or some shit. I'm saying it because it's real. And I'm not sure if the people that's in her inner circle, and I don't know who's in her inner circle. I'm talking about her friends, any dude that she'd never interacted with. I'm not sure if they've ever actually been honest enough to tell her the truth. Because I'm not emotionally attached to her, or I don't have any personal vendetta. I don't even know her from a can of paint, and she probably don't know me. I can be real. I'm gonna tell her the truth. That shit is not kosher. That shit is not cool. And she's basically, I never even.
And now he's talking about her as if she wasn't there. And and that I think is disrespectful as well. He's not even addressing her anymore. He's just pontificating now.
Said anything about her father whatsoever. I prefaced the conversation twice by saying, this is not personal to you. This has nothing to do with you. And then she went on a tangent about her father. Now, what is that supposed to say? What does that communicate?
And later on, he did say, well, your father probably is a simp because, the way you are.
Yeah, eventually he got to that destination.
Yeah. And people, and men into it as well. It's not just women who read into things. All people do. You meet somebody, you're wondering what they think about you or what they're really thinking or anything like that. They make it sound like men are mind readers or that we don't give a shit at all. And that's not true. Everybody cares, right? And people wonder if, people are talking and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know that I buy this. I don't know.
Interpret.
Because communication is 90% body language. It's 90% of the things that you don't.
So now, wait a second. Now, he just said it's 90% body language. However, you shouldn't be reading things in. You're reading body language. Body language doesn't speak. I mean, it can, but some people are good at hiding their body language. And there are a lot of people who are good at it. And now he's knocking this woman for reading into what he was saying about her father. And now he's saying, well, it's only 10% of what's verbal. I never said that about your father. Not with your words. Right? But your inflection, your body language, everything was basically saying something. See, so he's contradicting himself here. That's a major contradiction.
Say
when you thing with both of them is they're both wearing their emotions on their sleeve, just in different ways.
Right. They probably have very good sex together, these two. They're very, very good angry sex. Like, I hate you. Fuck me. She had the upper hand. And now, because he bullied her into shutting up is what he did. He bullied her. Because now she would have to overtalk him in order to get a word in. He hasn't given her an opportunity to speak in a while now.
Which gives him another opportunity to say you're overtalking.
Right.
It's all chess. Yeah. It's all strategy.
Jordan Peterson did a good thing on talking about body language and why it's difficult for men and women, because he's also intimidating. He's a big guy, and that even though they're on screen like this, it's still an intimidating factor. And she seems intimidated right now. And
supposed to say it. It's not the thing that you're trying to communicate to other people. I pay attention to that shit. I'm not listening to what she's saying. I'm listening to how she reacts.
He just chided her for not listening, and now he said, "I'm not listening to her." It's duplicitous, I think, is the word I'm looking for.
And I pay attention to like really focus in on the things that people say when they first come on the panel. I paid attention.
We didn't see that part though.
She said it. I don't cut. I don't jump in and all of that. Well, what the fuck is this? And I want her to be great. And I hope this shit burn. I hope this shit bother.
All right, Rayshawn, you can go ahead and cape Rayshawn.
I hope that she toss and turn all fucking night and she see me in her dreams and that shit is like, I hate that fucking Anton. Because at the end of the day, it's real. It's real.
And this is how women learn how to be around masculine men.
Get into a conversation.
I know you're
going to.
Yeah, I don't think. I gotta tell you something.
I move a little bit differently, bro.
I think she handled it much better than him. Yeah. La Pif Network, that's the name of it. And you could look up the whole video there. But I got to tell you something. I think that she handled herself pretty well. I think he did try to intimidate her. I think he was successful in it. I don't want my daughter being subservient to anybody. I don't want, I don't have a daughter, but if I did, I wouldn't want her to play that backseat. And there's a difference between, that doesn't mean that make a man a simp. And we talk about this, right? That this is a partnership. This isn't a dictatorship. See, that guy Anton, he lives in a dictatorship. And some would tell me that he's probably been engaged more than once, that he's probably been married more than once. And if he hasn't, his wife is a simp. See, I don't want a simp woman either. I don't want anybody who's just, oh, yes, dear. Oh, no, dear. Who the hell wants that? That's not a partnership. That's a dictatorship. I don't want to live in a dictatorship. And again, I do believe in strong roles for men and women and that we have different functions and everything. But I don't know. I don't know any good man who doesn't want a good woman at his side, or any good woman who doesn't want a good man at her side, or I'm talking about straight couples, of course, and but the same is true for any gay couples, right? You want a strong, no matter who you are, you want a strong mate. You don't want that, or maybe you do. I don't know. Some people see, but some people like Anton are control freaks. And they like, you have to, it's all about them and it's all about what they think and everything. And there is no give and take, and I would imagine that in his life, this man does not have a lot of good give and take. Anyway, you need to gain some. And Monique was much prettier than him, by the way. And not that that has anything to do with my judgment, but it's true. Anyway. Thanks for listening. This is Dwight Gillespie. This is Trash TV Review. And that wasn't really Trash TV, but you get the idea. All right. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye now.